Hey guys, so I just wanted to do like a little book review video on books that I've read so far during the summer. Got a little like frog in my throat or something. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So there are some books that I don't have on me because I've lent them to my boyfriend already, but I'll try to I don't know, I'll try to show you a cover of a different book from the same author. That way you kind of get the feel. But yeah, anyway, this will be my haul, not my haul, my booktube. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be like a booktuber or not, but these are just book reviews of books that I've been reading this summer, and I hope you guys like it. So first off, I read the book You, which is by Carolyn Kepnes. Let me find the book that I was going to use for example. This is the sequel to You, Hidden Bodies, which I haven't read yet, but it's by Carolyn Kepnes. That's how you spell her name there, if you wanted to, look her up or anything. But yeah, the book You was really, really good. So it's told from the perspective of someone named Joe. And he is talking about this girl, and he's talking about her like you are... he's calling her you. So it's in the second person is what I'm trying to say. And it's really interesting because that makes it kind of creepier that it's like all about you, but like not about you, about this girl named Bex that he's obsessed with. And he's like stalking her, he's like taking belongings of hers, and it's a very interesting and chilling book. There's a Netflix series based off of it now. And the Netflix series is also really good, and it's really different, too, from what I've seen so far. I haven't watched the full series yet. I did read the full book, so I don't know if the endings are the same on the Netflix series or not, and, that makes me, wonder what's going to be season 2. Is it going to be more of what we saw in the book You, or is it going to be all of what this is, Hidden Bodies? I don't know. It could be anything. I could see it going either way. But I really like the girl that plays Bex in the TV show too. A little side note. I think that was great casting. The guy that plays Bex is Dan from Gossip Girl, and I really like him too. I think he does a great job at being creepy, and yeah, that's a really interesting book, and it's very I feel like it's not for the faint of heart. I feel like it can kind of scare you at times because, it is about this guy, that's stalking this girl, but, it's also very real, and, Carolyn Kepnes, makes the character as relatable as, as much as you can relate to a person that's, a sociopath is pretty much the perfect description of the book, I would say. He's not a good person, and, you can, understand, I don't know how to say this, I feel like he can almost be redeemed, I'm kind of hoping that in this book he gets help, or something, or he gets caught or something, I don't know, because he's killed some people in the first book. I'm not gonna say who, but, before the book even starts, he killed someone already, so he's killed some people in his life, and, yeah, that's kind of it's kind of grim, and it's kind of I don't know, but there are also very funny moments, and the characters are all very interesting and good, and there are also really bad characters too. Everybody in this girl's life that he's obsessed with is also kind of manipulating her, just as badly as he is to an extent, and even though his ways are more obsessive and vindictive, I guess, and evil, the other people are kind of just as manipulative as he is, so it's interesting, and there's just a lot to the book, too. There are questions at the end of the book that, I think I'm going to answer in a blog coming up soon. I haven't, I'm trying to start my blog up again, and I have a lot of blogs written, but I haven't actually, typed them out yet. I always handwrite things first, so, it's kind of a big process, but I'm going to try to get those out soon. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book. Not this book, because I haven't read it yet, but I would recommend You if you're into the sort of horror books or mystery books. It's a really great read. I read it pretty fast too. The end of the book, I could not stop reading it, and I went to sleep at 2 or 3 in the morning or something because I was up all night reading that. But yeah, it's really good, very suspenseful, very real too. So well, I guess not very real, but like I don't know. It's like it's a good book, and I feel like you might like it. So after I read that, I read another book, like a nice little recovery from the darkness of you, and that is One Day in December. So I bought this book originally because I thought the cover was super cute. I think I mentioned it in a vlog that I actually published too, where I did like some book haulage. But yeah, I bought this book One Day in December. I wanted to read it when I was on vacation with my boyfriend because it's a nice love story, and like it sounded like that from the back too. So basically, this girl sees a guy on a subway, and they kind of like have a little moment. He like keeps on gawking at her in his description of it, and then he sees her get on the bus, and like she like blows him a kiss. She goes like that, I guess, and she says that she fell in love with this man at first sight, and then like several months later, or no, over a year later, like she's still like looking for this man. She's like, I have to find the boy on the bus. I have to find the boy on the bus. And then I think it's over a year later, she's at a Christmas party with her friend, and her friend's all excited to introduce her to this new boyfriend, and she's excited to meet the boyfriend too, because the friends told her, I think he's my soulmate, I think he's the one, he's perfect, I love him, blah blah blah. And it's the boy from the bus, of course. And yeah, it just goes through 10 years of their friendships, of all the hardships in their life, and all the heartache. And then at the end, it just has a really nice ending. It's a really great love story. It made me cry at the end. I was like sobbing. I was like, oh my gosh. And like the end is kind of like, as much as I like loved the end, like as like a love story type thing, it felt very like disconnected from the rest of the book. That's my only like little criticism about the book. The characters, like I was like upset to like finish the book. Like I had kind of delayed reading the end of it because I liked these characters so much and I didn't want to like let them go. But then I had to finish the story. I had to let, whatever happened and I was happy about it. But the end just felt like very different from the rest of the book. And yeah, I guess not necessarily in a bad way, but it just wasn't how I was expecting it to end. It felt like a different like rom-com, like I don't know. And this book feels like something that you could see in like a play or something, and the end, I don't know, the end was very Love Actually. Like that's just what it felt like to me. Like the movie Love Actually just started playing at the end instead of reading this book. But it's still a good ending. It's still a really great book, and the characters in this are awesome. Some of the best like character writing I think in any book, and I really like it for that. So I would recommend it for that too. Okay, so the book that I read after that was kind of like I was kind of like trying to finish that book up too because I wanted to read this next book so badly, and I don't actually have the cover on me. But these are the types of books that you judge by the cover. It's from the author Grady Hendrix, and it's called Horror Store. Here are two of his other books, just so you can kind of get an idea of how these work. So like this one is called My Best Friend's Exorcism, and it looks like a VHS copy that you would find at a Blockbuster or something. It even says Be Kind Rewind on it right there. And yeah, it's a really cool cover. And then this one looks like a Rolling Stones cover, but it's called We Sold Our Souls, and yeah, it's probably about selling your soul or something. So yeah, just gonna put those back. But the book Horror Store looks like an IKEA catalog, and it's like a horror story based in an IKEA type of store called Orsk, which says several times that it's just an IKEA ripoff. And like the book was so good. I don't know if it's because like I read it when I didn't have power for a couple of days, but like it was just like the descriptions of everything. Like I had a dream that I was actually like in the store and everything. Like I could see everything happening like perfectly. And it was just really cool. Like I've never really felt that when I was reading a book before. So I really liked that. Like I really felt like I was there with everything. And yeah, that book felt very real. It was a really funny book at first, and then like it gets into the horror stuff, and it actually does get pretty scary. Like it did give me nightmares, kind of. And like I liked the scary part of it. I knew that it was like obviously it's a horror story. There are gonna be scary elements. It wasn't necessarily the most interesting horror story to me, but I still really liked it nonetheless. Yeah, I don't know. Because I work in retail, like, it related, like, I could relate to it a lot, and, I liked that part of it a lot, but it was also just kind of like a good movie. um, so yeah, that's not a good movie, a good book. Um, but yeah, the horror stuff was like, it was like, I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's not necessarily the subject that interests me the most. Um, so that's why, like, I got a little bored in the middle of it, but it picked up, like, right after that, and yeah, I really liked the book. I obviously wanted to read more from Grady Hendrix, like, right after I read that. I'm like, I gotta get his other two books. I hear that they're making a movie based off of Horror Store, and that's really exciting to me. I, like, can't wait to see the movie. If they do make it a movie or not, I think it'll be great. But yeah, I'm excited to read those other two books also. So one comic that I just finished reading, I'll probably do a longer review on this later, so I'm not going to show it today, but I'll talk about it a little bit. It's called Snot Girl. It's from the same author as Scott Pilgrim, and I liked it, but, like, my boyfriend, like, loaned it to me, and it was really good, and it was based on beauty bloggers and stuff, so obviously, like, I know about that world a little bit, and I like that, but it wasn't, it was good, but you don't really know what's happening in the first part of the series. So I read volume 1, which I think is the first 6 issues, 5 issues, or something like that. I don't remember how many issues it was. But yeah, it was volume 1, and I have volume 2, and I'm excited to read that next because my boyfriend basically said read volume 1, and then read volume 2, and then read volume 1 again, and, like, see what you missed. Or, like, I'll, like, flip through it or something and see what I missed, and I'm like, it'd be like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Because, like, yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's happening, really, in it. But it's about a beauty blogger that has allergies, and, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's good. So I'll recommend that, kind of, but, like, I might do a longer video on that. And I read one more comic. This was Heavy Vinyl. This I started reading because I read it around the same time as Horror Store, and I didn't want to, like, Horror Store got a little bit scary, and I didn't want that to be, like, the last thing I read before I went to sleep, because I was afraid I would have nightmares, and I did eventually have nightmares too, but that was because I had finished this already, and, yeah, there was nothing to, like, calm me down after that, but this is great. It's called Heavy Vinyl. It's about, like, a group of girls. It doesn't even really say what it's about on the back cover necessarily, but they all, well, I guess it does say. So these girls are all, like, in a fight club. They say that it's like they're in a fight club, but it's actually like they're in, like, a vigilante squad. That's how it describes it on the back. And, like, this is the new girl, and she doesn't know what's happening. She thinks they're all in a secret band or something, and she's a little bit jealous that they didn't ask her to be in the band, and, this girl is the girl that she likes. This girl's really mean to her, and this girl's her friend, but, yeah, it's a really good, like, girl power story. It's nice that they show, like, you know, diverse couples, and they have, like, lesbian relationships in the book, and that's the way that they did it wasn't, like, you know, hitting you over the head with it or anything. It was just, like, nice to see that this girl, like, she liked this girl, and I feel like a lot of kids that, you know, this could be good for a lot of, like, teens or anyone, really. I just think it was a good comic. I hope that they come out with more of these, because this was, like, a limited release thing, and it ends on a cliffhanger, too. So hopefully we'll have something else different, but it's really good. Yeah, I would definitely want to read more, maybe from these authors, maybe. I want to see more of these characters, and I really like the art in it and stuff, too. So yeah, I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. I do go to comic book shops, too, but, you know, they have a lot of, like, bigger volumes of things at Barnes & Noble, too. So they have that at comic book shops, too, so I shouldn't say, you know, go to one and not the other, but this was a good find, and, yeah, I'm happy that I read it, and I liked it a lot. It was a cute little book. Okay, so I think that's everything. I think my favorite book of all of them was One Day in December. Like, I keep on thinking about it, like, since I did this video, and I'm like, man, that was a really great book. It makes you feel good when you're reading it, too. Even though some parts are kind of sad, it's just a good book. I would totally recommend it. So yeah, that's my reading list, and I hope you guys are liking it, too. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!